Welcome back to the channel. I'm Joe. We've got the GX in the garage this week for a really cool mod that I'm pretty sure every single one of you are gonna like. So stay tuned. I am going to be installing this really cool 3D printed mount sent to me by a couple guys that are subscribers to the channel that have a business and a website. Mesh Heavy, link down below, of course. This mount is going to go in the dash where your digital time and MPG readout is going to replace that entire unit so that you can mount a screen, an external screen, which we all know is extremely popular mod these days. Couple housekeeping things before we dig into it. Like I said, this is a very popular mod. Essentially, this is going to mirror your Android or Apple device on your dash and give you an extra screen, because we all know the screen, the nav screen in these does not do that, at least not without some other major mods. This has not really been that popular of a thing for me personally, because I already have my phone mounted to my dash. That is my other screen. I do all my Waze and my OBD2 monitoring, my music through that. I have lots of videos on all this stuff, so check out my back catalog. But it is becoming more and more popular as the price of these screens comes down, as amazing products like this come out instead of just like trying to tape this to your dash. And as laws become more strict about not being able to use your phone at all in the car, not even be able to touch it while it's mounted to the dash. I'm not really sure what the difference between touching your phone on the dash to control your Waze is versus touching the screen to control your Waze or your music. But anyway, these guys were nice enough to get in contact with me, send this stuff out for me to install and try. And I gotta say, so far, I think I might be coming around because this is really cool. Let's get in the car and start tearing things apart. All right, let's see what we can get going. This module up here, this readout up here is what I'm talking about. All 470s have this, regardless if what your infotainment nav system is like. I've already started taking some of this stuff apart. You can see I've taken off my phone mounts, at least the bases for them. I'm still gonna leave those mounts because I'm still not sure exactly how this is all gonna end for me personally. I've taken my accessory bracket off, my DIY accessory bracket off, because I need to get these side panels. Link in the description down below for this mount that I built. We need to pop off these side panels down here. Use a pry tool for that, and I've already started. I've got those both sides off, and then we need to take these two side panels off. I've unplugged my USBs for my phone charger, my magnetic phone chargers, and side note, because I know it happens every video that I have these phone mounts in, they're from Amazon. They weren't super expensive, they weren't super cheap, and they're not great. So I'm not gonna recommend them, I'm not gonna link them. They're not great. So that's that. Undo the auxiliary input for my current Bluetooth music adapter. I've got a video for that also as well, but hopefully this will eliminate the need for that, and I'll figure out my phone mounts and charging and stuff afterwards. To get these off, pull from the bottom. I've already done it. I've already got them off. Got to disconnect the wiring for the airbag light on the passenger side. Pop the other one off. It works usually best if pop it from the bottom and then work your way up. And then of course we get to undo the wiring harness for the hazard light. I'll pull my auxiliary, my Bluetooth stuff out. This has got USB for power and the input for the radio. This does have the auxiliary input. I've just relocated it because I've changed my switches and stuff around down below. We'll just tuck this in there. That's the, well, we'll just pull it out, I guess, for now. That's the cord for my charger, which I won't need right now. So then we are going to remove this entire center stack as one piece. There's 5 bolts, 2 on the top on each side, 2 towards the bottom, 2 on the bottom. One of them is for the wiring harness, so it's not going to come all the way out, and then 2 more. So 5 bolts, I think they're 10 mil. Let's get those popped off. All right, so I got all 5 of those bolts out. This bottom section with the cigarette lighter and ashtray, this just pops out and you can just lay that down there. It's still all wired up with the lights and the cigarette lighter adapter and stuff. And then you can just pull the whole unit out. Make sure you have that wiring harness unscrewed all the way. Like I said, the screw will not come out, but the wiring harness won't unplug unless it's unscrewed all the way. And then of course we need to get all of the plugs on the back unplugged. If this is your first time doing this, I strongly would recommend, you know, put a towel or a blanket down across your dash in case this falls out, which it may. There's a lot of wiring to unplug back there. Save stuff from getting scratched or whatever. So now that I've got everything, everything disconnected, we'll take it out and go set it on the table. All right, now that we've got it on the table here, there is 1, 2, 3, 4 Phillips head screws that we'll need to remove. And then there's a couple like finger clips. You might need a little screwdriver just to get all of that popped off. And then this entire unit is going to get put in where that computer, I guess we'll call it, goes. And a couple more notes on that, but we'll talk about that in a little bit. Let's get this taken out. If you had 4 hands, it would be better. And then it all comes out together. Admittedly, I'm also a little reluctant to get rid of this because I know I'm in the vast minority. I like the MPG readout. I've done what I've talked about in the past with the secondary air bypass stuff. That has helped me kind of gauge a little bit whether or not my math and the bypass and everything is working. I've been experimenting with my OBD2 scanner and the live stream data through the app so that I can get that. I know this is probably not super accurate. I know the app on my phone is not super accurate, but it is something. It is a monitor of the MPG, and I'll keep delving into that. If you guys have a solution for that, let me know. Having the altimeter is kind of cool, but of course that's only dependent on the data from the CD-ROM nav disk. If you're doing any off-roading where you kind of care about the altitude, you're probably running some kind of off-road GPS, that's going to have it on there. So the MPG stuff is really the only thing that I care about from that. A few things real quick about the mount before we install it. The front, the actual mount for the screen here, they've got 2 different versions of this available. There's basically 2 different types of mounts for these screens. They go into a little bit of depth on what you might need for that on the website, so you do get a choice for that. It just screws on there real nicely. And if you'll notice, there is some wiring involved here. Well, it's already installed. We don't actually have to do any wiring, which is fantastic. This is going to utilize the OEM harness that powered that trip computer, and it is going to go ahead and power the screen. So it's plug and play. There's a little slot on the front where the cord goes inside, and then there's another slot and then a hole in the back that you can run your auxiliary cord if you want to have the sound for your Waze and your music and stuff. Run that down behind the dash and then plug that into your auxiliary. So it is literally all plug and play, ready to go. Almost all the mounting points are exactly the same. It has all the spots for those little finger clips. There's 2 holes for screws, which they provide instead of 1 hole for a screw and then 1 of that little like knob thing. So it's just basically a matter of just fishing this through. It's kind of finicky, but not hard. And honestly, if you were to break those fingers off those little tabs, it's not going to be the end of the world at all, because this is still going to be held in with what, 1, 2, 3, 5, 6 screws. So Not a big deal if those break off, which they may very well. And there we have it. That is all clipped in. Now I just need to put my screws in. All right, now that we've got it installed, everything tightened back up, the whole unit can go back into the car the same way that it came out. And of course, then we can get the screen mounted up and wiring all plugged in. All right, I would strongly suggest plugging everything in, plugging this harness in, and making sure everything works before you install everything. Make sure the radio's working and stuff like that. We'll power up the screen and make sure that is all good to go. The screw for this wiring harness does not screw down tight. Like you'll just screw it and eventually it'll just keep going. You're good to go. Now the screen, this particular screen has a 4-post or 4-screw mount on the back, and then this central screw. This would be for the mount that it came with, which would allow you to kind of tilt it and move it around. This is going to essentially hard mount stable in here to this mount with that post on the back, and then the little nut or finger nut that came on the back of it. Let's see, I'm not entirely sure which way is up on this screen. I think it's this way. Let's plug it in and see what we've got. And of course, this is all going to be dependent on the screen that you get. This one's, I don't know if you can see that. This is a screen that they sent me to use. It's got the Lexus already programmed into it. That's pretty cool. So we've got the power. We'll plug in the auxiliary out for the sound. I've got mine plugged in down below already. Put this in and hopefully this will mount still with my phone mounts here. All right, we've got it installed. I think that looks incredible. Obviously the screen that you choose is going to be a little bit different possibly, but this gives you the layout of what it's going to look like. It does not stick up too far on the dash. It doesn't really impede your view very much at all, much less than I thought actually. So very cool. I will mention, I didn't say earlier, the 3D print material is ASA. This was designed, developed, tested in Southern California, and they tell me it's been tested through the summer and held up to the heat outside and everything very well, so not really worried too much about that. You'll see I had to remove my phone mounts, which is fine. Probably gonna try to 3D print my own mounts and relocate something down here on my auxiliary bracket. Side note, I will say, just for my personal usage, because I think this is an amazing product. I don't yet know that it's going to be for me long term. I have the Waze up here, and of course we can go over to Spotify, which is awesome. And I'm sure that this is going to be dependent on the screen. So if you know the answers to this, or you can link a product for me or for someone else, comment down below, email me hawkeyeskunkworks@gmail.com. One of the things that I did notice was, and perhaps this just isn't set up, maybe I need to download an app for it. The things that I was talking about earlier with my OBD2, I use OBD Fusion. I have my phone here. I will bring up OBD Fusion, and you'll see I have my dashboard of all of my readouts. The car is not on, so they're not running, but that's the mirror of it there. Like if I click, there's nothing to click. It says vehicle speed, it's blank right now because the car is not on or moving, but it does not give me these. So if you guys know, do I need to get a different program for this? Because that would be something, if I'm still gonna have to reference my phone, for this because I use that quite a bit, especially when I'm towing the camper for my trans temps and things. I don't need another screen if I'm still gonna have to look at my phone. Another thing, I'm gonna go out on a limb here and be honest with you guys. When we travel a lot. I've got the kids in the back, the wife in the front. They like to watch movies. They can watch a movie in the back screen. They can watch a movie up here. We can have two movies going at once. The same movie on both screens. If I were to download stuff to my phone via Netflix, Prime, whatever, how do I get that to play on that screen? Yes, I'm asking, how do I play a movie on this screen while the vehicle is in motion? I don't listen to that much music. I'll be honest, I listen to a lot of podcasts. I will even listen to documentaries or other shows, just the audio, even on my phone, like when I'm at work or, you know, at my desk and stuff. So having a movie playing on the screen up here doesn't faze me one bit. But for them to be able to see it would be nice. How do I mirror that from iPhone to the screen? Is that even possible? I'm sure I'm stepping on some toes about people thinking that's not safe. I've heard you. So, but anyway, that's how it is. I can't say enough about how it fits, the finish, the look of it, and awesome. Well, that pretty much wraps everything up. Again, I can't say enough about the product itself. I think that mount it's perfect. The quality is amazing. The fact that it comes with that wiring harness built in there, the way that it sits there, the spacing and everything, just the fit and finish, it's awesome. Currently $75 over at meshheavy.com, link down below. I think the price point is spot on, right where it should be. I haven't seen a GX product come out in a while that I'm like, that's a game changer. So if you're new to the channel, please give the video a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already. And of course, we do a lot of GX stuff on the channel, do a lot of Toyota all-around stuff, mountain biking. Check out the links in the description below for some of the other videos I did that I kind of talked about in the video. And of course, check out my back catalog of videos for everything else. Also, links down below if you care, over to my Instagram where I post this stuff and all kinds of other day-to-day things as well. So until the next video drops, thank you so much for watching. Take care. Goodbye.